Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk a little bit about Eskrima. Okay, so first things first, let me start off and say that when you start training in Eskrima, we start off with Eskrima stick, and the idea here for a lot of people probably is that you learn how to use the Eskrima stick, right? So you learn how to fight with this thing, boom, 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 okay. That's all cool. Why? There's something much more powerful like a firearm. A firearm is a superior weapon. However, the benefit of learning how to fight with a stick is that no matter where you go in the world, no matter where you are, the chances that you could find something similar in size and shape to a stick like this is you're going to have a much higher percentage than being able to have something more specialized like a firearm or a certain type of knife or something like that. So that's why it makes sense to have these skills. And I think a lot of you guys understand that. And it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. What I want to say is that is level 1 for Eskrima. Okay, that is super basic. And what I want to encourage you guys is to go to a higher level of Eskrima. Let's go higher. All right. So to go to a higher level in Eskrima, what are we trying to do? Well, before that, I want you guys to understand that we will be training with double sticks and stuff. Okay, and a lot of people are like, why would you train in double sticks? Because in a real life situation, you're going to be looking for one stick. Okay, you're lucky if you find something similar to this, and then boom, now you can defend yourself with that. Okay, but the chances of finding 2 sticks, it just seems unlikely. So it's like now it's no longer practical. That doesn't make any sense. So I think there's quite a bit of people that feel that way. All right, but hear me out. Okay, at a higher level of understanding, our goal now is to transfer your skills. Okay, so we train with double sticks. Okay, so we're developing both arms, and then we are going to transfer that skill that you learned with the double sticks and single stick to whatever you can find. That is the main goal, much higher level than just working on single sticks so that you could use a stick and learn how to fight with a stick, right? Because one of the most important concepts in Filipino martial arts and Filipino culture is to adapt, all right? And one of the most important concepts that was taught to me was flow, to flow. And I was like, okay, to flow. Make your movement smooth. You want to be able to flow from one technique, boom, to the next, right? Okay, that makes sense. One guy that made this very famous was Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee talked about be like water, and there's an interview, famous interview with a guy where he's talking about like, be like water, my friend. In other words, he's talking about adapt. Water is able to change shape, and if you put it in a cup, it becomes the cup. So he talks about all that kind of stuff, right? So that is flowing. Flowing is not just about being smooth in your body mechanics, but it's also about the ability to adapt. And when we're talking about adapting, just like water can change shape and adapt to the opponent, adapt to the circumstance, all right? For Eskrima, it's not just about, once again, the skill and the body mechanics, but it's also about being able to adapt your skills to whatever you can find. Now we're talking about improvised weapons, all right? So that's why we train with the double sticks, for the purpose of skill transfer. Okay, transfer your skills. Okay, so this goes back to an earlier point that I made years ago, and I was criticized pretty bad for this. They were like, how come your YouTube channel is not about combat or whatever? And I said flat out, my YouTube channel is about body mechanics and to help you guys get some exercise. Those 2 things, that's my focus right there, is to improve the skill, the body mechanics, right? So with the stick or even without the stick, it doesn't matter. I'd like to help you guys improve your body mechanics to do stuff like that, right? And then also at the same time, let's get some exercise. So that is the purpose of my YouTube channel, but that doesn't mean that the stuff that we're doing here cannot be used for combat, cannot be used for self-defense, because it totally can. First things first, we need to lay a foundation, and that's what I believe in. If you lay the proper foundation, then you can modify it towards whatever you want to do. Maybe more towards health, maybe you want to be a personal trainer, maybe you just want to study history and the philosophy, okay? Or maybe you want to go into combat, maybe you want to do self-defense. Whatever it is the case, right? Whether you're a military guy, you work at a hospital, whatever, you could modify what we're doing here, but the base has to be solid, and that's what I'm trying to help you out here with. And once again, that goes back to body mechanics, and we need to be somewhat fit to do this stuff. So exercise. So those are the two that I want to focus on, and from there on, you can take it in whatever direction you want. The reason why I'm even making this video is because recently I got an email from someone saying that they were a soldier, they're in the military, and they were asking me to show them techniques that are lethal, all right? And my response to that, I want you guys to understand, because that's a technique perspective. A lot of people, they like techniques, they want to collect techniques. Okay, it's cool, I understand, I agree. Techniques are cool, and you can collect a bunch of techniques. It doesn't just have to be from Eskrima, it could be from a bunch of other styles. Collect techniques. Okay, so here's one guy, he has a bunch of techniques. Here's another guy, has a bunch of techniques. Now, if this other person over here has a bunch of techniques, plus they have a foundation, what I'm talking about, body mechanics, and they're fit, who has the advantage? This guy who just has a bunch of collection of techniques, this guy has a bunch of collection of techniques, plus they have good body mechanics, and they're fit. Obviously, this guy has the advantage. So that's why I want you guys to go here, okay, and develop the solid foundation. So hopefully that'll help you guys out, help you understand what my YouTube channel is about. I'm completely for combat, which is like a battlefield or war or whatever type situation, but also self-defense, so to actually use it in an extreme type situation. I'm 100% for that, but before we jump into that, I feel like it's important to develop a solid foundation. So if someone says, can you show me lethal techniques? And the guy's like, sure, yeah, I'm going to show you some lethal techniques, man. Just practice these and boom, you're lethal. I call BS. To me, that doesn't exist. Okay, so this solid foundation is what's going to help make your techniques solid. Because another example I could give you guys is take a look at something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or MMA. Okay, a lot of the finishes a white belt knows. Okay, armbar, triangle, guillotine choke, Americana, Kimura, all that stuff. A white belt who's been training for 6 months or maybe even 3 months is gonna know those moves. All right. Same as the black belt. Those are the same finishes that the black belt is going to use. What's the difference? Well, it's all the other stuff. It's not the technique. So that's why I am imploring you guys to try to change your view and move away from the techniques. Techniques are cool, but I feel like there's an over-reliance on techniques. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.